What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. I got a review for you. Last weekend, I saw Detroit. It is the latest film from director Kathryn Bigelow. Kathryn Bigelow has directed a lot of really great films. For example, Point Break. It's a really great film. To this date, it's still quoted, and it's one of Keanu Reeves' better films. Also, there was The Hurt Locker, which I really like, mainly because of Jeremy Renner and Anthony Mackie's performances. They really put on some fantastic performances, which made the film very watchable. Also, of course, Zero Dark 30. What an outstanding film. Oh my god, it was an incredible film. It engaged me from beginning to end, and it was just a film that was just so, it just felt so real, and I just love the performances in it, and Kathryn Bigelow just put on really great direction. And now we have Detroit, and of course, knowing that it's another film from Kathryn Bigelow, I was definitely looking forward to this one. Now, Detroit is about the real life events of the 1967 Detroit riots. So it is a true story, but there's a bit of dramatization in it. It mentions in the film that some of it was dramatized, and it's mainly because that they did their research for the film, but also they got the real life accounts of the people who lived through it. So basically, they just went with what they said, and they went with that. But some of it was dramatized for, of course, the sake of storytelling, and the movie, of course. But anyways, looking forward to this film, and I went into this film knowing that it was going to be a tough film to watch because, well, it's about the riots, and there's going to be police brutality. And police brutality, even in real life, is already tough to watch. And knowing that I'm going to watch a feature-length film with police brutality as one of the subject matters of the film, I know that this film is going to be tough to watch. And boy, was I right, and then some. Man, this film is pretty tough to watch. It's a pretty, it's an intense film. And it wasn't because of the violence, actually. It was actually more of like the emotional violence. And I'm talking about like the emotional torment that a lot of these kids, these youths went through during the Algiers Motel incident. And if you don't know what happened during that, in that incident, and I just learned about it by researching about it when I watched the trailers for this film, is that these kids were interrogated and they were tormented by these racist cops, and what they went through was something that I would never want anybody to ever go through, because like it was essentially emotional torment. They were bringing them down, like they were bringing them down to like these to nothing. And the whole time I was watching it, it was really stressful. It was just tough to watch, and I was just thinking that the whole time that I want it to be over. I just want these kids to go home. I want them to escape. I want them to just go home back to their parents, and I just want it to be over, because what they're going through is just so much. And like I said before, it wasn't even the violence. It was just the emotional torment that these kids were going through. And I felt all of that. I totally felt it. And it was mainly because of the performances. Now, this film, like I said, is a tough film to watch, but it doesn't make it a bad film. This is a great film in terms of a film. Like, one of the greatest things about it is that it captured that time that took place in 1967. It really felt authentic. It was a combination of real life footage, that like news footage that they captured, as well as the performances from these actors, and they just recreated that time so well. It felt very authentic. But the best part about this film is really the performances. All the actors that were in it, they put on like outstanding A+ performances, and it really brought you into the film. It brought you into the minds of these characters and what they went through, and what they go through is a lot. And it takes you there. Like, it was their performances and Kathryn Bigelow's like sharp direction that took you right into that motel and right into 1967 Detroit. And once you were there, you were just mesmerized about what was really happening, because like it was terrible to watch, but you couldn't look away, because you just want to know what happens next. You want to know like how they make it through it. And yeah, You know, I said it before, I'll say it again. This is a tough film to watch. John Boyega, Anthony Mackie, Will Poulter, they all put in all these great performances. Will Poulter plays the lead racist cop in this film, and they cast him perfectly. Wow. You could not cast a better actor for that. I mean, I hate the guy. I mean, I hate the character. Will Poulter was cast because of not only of his ability to act, but also the way he looks. Like, he just looks like you want to punch him in the face. Like, he has such a punchable face in this movie. Like he just looks that part, and like you just want to like, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty heart-wrenching. I came out of the theater feeling really upset. I felt upset, I felt angry, and I felt sick. I felt sick that this happened, this took place, like during a time in history, in real life. It's so close to home. And, you know, I don't mean to get political, but it's happening right now still. So, you know, what timing to bring a movie out like this. But in any case, let's just talk about the film. And I just want to say that this is a great film. This is really a great film. If you can handle this type of content, this is a really great film. And it shows you, like, how of a professional and how much of an expert that Catherine Bigelow is a director, how she's such a visionary, and she does an excellent job with this film. I'm not gonna give this film a perfect score. I'm not even gonna give it like a 9. I'm gonna give it a 10. No, sorry, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It's mainly because I still feel that I didn't get not the closure that I wanted, but a closure in the sense that I felt there was a lot of missing holes in this movie. Not plot holes at all, but more like I wanted to see what happened more to certain characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were, I felt some stuff was left out. I felt that a lot of, like, some of the stuff that was left out could have been essential as to giving the audience a more complete experience. So, you know, I wanted to know what happened to this character. I wanted to know what happened to that character. A lot of the characters at the beginning, you don't really feel if they're main characters or not. You don't even know if they're main characters. They all feel like a whole bunch of minor characters all meshed into one. But I really, really wanted to find out like all the more details of what happened to these characters, and I didn't really get that. All we got was, you know, very, very general details as to how it all went down. But in any case, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I recommend this film if you just want to know what went down, and also if you're a fan of Catherine Bigelow, and also if you're a history buff, also if you can handle this type of content, then it's definitely for you. Really, really great performances. It's the performances that make this film really stand out. There you have it. That's all I got to say in this review. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name's Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. Presence is split between himself and Jason Clarke's character. But now you have War for the Planet of the Apes and